Welcome to TechNova Podcast. All right, get ready because we're going deep on something pretty amazing.
I'm ready.
On February 28th, 2025, we're going to get to see a 7-planet alignment.
Wow.
That's right. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, all visible in the night sky.
That's going to be quite a sight.
It's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
A rare celestial event that, well, it's captured the imagination of skywatchers for centuries.
It really highlights how magnificent our solar system is.
Yeah.
And, while it is visually stunning, what's really fascinating to me is how scientists are using these alignments to unlock deeper understanding.
I am so ready to hear all about this. So before we get into the details, can we start with like a simple explanation of what a planetary alignment actually is?
Of course.
I mean, are these planets really forming a straight line out there in space?
Not exactly, no. It's more about perspective.
Okay.
From where we are on Earth, their orbital paths and speeds, it makes them appear clustered together in an arc across the sky.
Oh, so it's more like a cosmic perspective trick.
Right.
Yeah. Now, I know there are a lot of myths about these planetary alignments, like causing all kinds of mayhem down here on Earth.
Right.
What's the science behind that? Should we be worried?
The truth is, the gravitational influence of these planets on Earth is so tiny, it's incredibly small.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're so far away that their combined pull is really nothing compared to the sun or even our own moon.
So no need to worry about the apocalypse?
Not at all.
Okay, that's a relief. I was getting a little worried about my February horoscope there for a second.
I understand.
But speaking of science, there was a study that suggested there is a possible link between planetary alignments and the sun's 11-year solar cycle. Can you shed some light on that for us?
Yeah, so a physicist suggested that when Venus, Earth, and Jupiter align, their combined gravity could maybe influence the sun's internal activity, specifically something called Rossby waves.
Rossby waves. I feel like I've heard that term before.
Yeah, you probably have. They're the same kind of waves that drive weather patterns here on Earth.
Oh, okay.
Like cyclones and jet streams. So the theory suggests that similar waves might exist within the sun, and they could influence its cycles of, solar flares and sunspots.
So like a cosmic tug-of-war that's affecting the sun's mood?
Kind of.
That's amazing. But is this theory widely accepted in the scientific community?
Not really. Many scientists think that solar activity is primarily driven by processes that are happening within the sun itself.
Okay.
Not external things, not external influences. And they point to a lack of really strong evidence connecting these alignments to the solar cycle.
So the jury's still out on that one?
Yeah, for now.
Yeah. You know what's really cool is how NASA used a rare planetary alignment for the Voyager missions.
Oh, yeah.
They took advantage of that for an epic journey.
The Grand Tour.
Oh.
An amazing feat of planning.
It really was.
And a testament to how we can use, these rare occurrences to our advantage.
So tell me about it. What made this alignment so special for the Voyager missions?
Well, reaching those outer planets, that's a huge challenge.
It is.
They're billions of miles away.
Yeah.
And a typical mission would take decades to get there.
Right.
But this particular alignment, which only happens once every 175 years, it allowed Voyager 2 to use the gravity of each planet like a slingshot, and that propelled it onto the next one.
Oh, wow. So they basically used the solar system like a giant pinball machine to speed things up.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So Voyager 2 was able to visit Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune in a fraction of the time it would normally take.
Right.
That's mind-blowing. Did Voyager 1 take the same path?
Voyager 1 used the alignment to visit Jupiter and Saturn, but it took a different trajectory.
Oh, okay.
To get a close-up view of Saturn's moon, Titan.
I see.
Which meant it had to sacrifice the slingshot to Uranus and Neptune.
Gotcha. So Voyager 2 holds the record for visiting both Uranus and Neptune.
That's right.
Talk about a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It really was.
It really shows how these events can completely change the game for space exploration.
Absolutely.
So you're telling me if we just time things right, we can use the planets themselves to, get around the solar system?
Yeah.
Like a cosmic highway?
It is a fascinating concept. It opens up possibilities for missions that just wouldn't be possible otherwise.
Yeah.
But, it's not just about exploring our own little corner of space.
Right.
Planetary alignments are also critical for discovering and studying planets outside our solar system, exoplanets.
Right. I've heard about that. Something about transits. Explain it to me like I'm trying to figure it out for my backyard.
Okay, so imagine you're looking at a distant star.
Okay.
And a planet orbiting that star passes directly between us and that star.
Uh-huh.
It causes this tiny little dip in the star's brightness, like a mini eclipse.
Oh, so it's like the planet's shadow is giving away its presence.
Exactly. And by observing these transits, astronomers can not only detect that planet, but they can also determine its size and how long it takes to orbit the star.
That's incredible. We can basically discover a planet just by watching a star dim ever so slightly.
Pretty much, yeah. And sometimes we get even luckier. If the planet has an atmosphere and it transits, starlight filters through that atmosphere.
Oh.
And by analyzing that light that reaches us, we can identify what gases are present in that exoplanet's atmosphere.
So we're essentially sniffing out the air on a planet that's light years away,
You got it.
all thanks to a well-timed alignment.
That's the beauty of it, yeah.
Wow. One system where this has been particularly fruitful is TRAPPIST-1, a star with 7 Earth-sized planets,
It's an incredible system.
all of which exhibit transits.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
Hold on, 7 Earth-sized planets around one star. Are they all, like, perfectly lined up for us to see these transits?
Well, while they're not always in a perfect straight line, their orbits are kind of mathematically related.
Okay.
And it creates these periods where multiple planets align, and that gives us more chances to study their atmospheres.
So it's not a constant straight line, but it happens often enough for us to learn a lot about these planets.
Right.
That's amazing. It's amazing how much information we can get from these alignments.
Yeah.
From the makeup of distant atmospheres to, the very existence of planets we can't even see directly.
Right. And it doesn't stop there. Even grander alignments on like a galactic scale
Okay.
can help us peer into the early universe.
Wow.
This is where we get into this thing called gravitational lensing.
Gravitational lensing. I think I've heard of that, but I need a refresher.
Sure. Think of it this way. Massive objects like galaxies warp the fabric of space-time around them,
Uh-huh.
and the light from a distant object passing by this warped region gets bent. It's almost as if it magnifies the distant object,
Okay.
like a natural telescope.
So we're using the gravity of one galaxy to zoom in on another.
Exactly.
That's some serious cosmic trickery.
It's powerful, though, I'll tell you that. It allowed us to observe this star called Earendel. It's the most distant star ever detected.
Wow.
Its light has been traveling toward us for nearly 13 billion years.
Oh my goodness.
And we only see it because of that magnifying effect, that gravitational lens.
That's truly mind-blowing. It makes me wonder, are these alignments, whether they're planetary or galactic, are they like these windows to the universe revealing these secrets that would otherwise just stay hidden? I mean, what else could we find if we just wait for the right alignment?
That's a question that scientists have been asking for a long time. It's like the universe is putting on a show,
Yeah.
and we're just waiting for the next act.
I like that. Speaking of captivating, you mentioned earlier that someone used the TRAPPIST-1 system's alignment to look for something really extraordinary.
Oh, yes.
You piqued my curiosity.
Yeah, a grad student used the alignment of the TRAPPIST-1 planets to search for signs of communication
Between what?
between potential alien civilizations.
Hold on, wait, what? He was looking for aliens sending messages between planets in that system.
He was looking for what he called spillover communications, basically signals that might leak into space as civilizations on different planets communicate.
So like eavesdropping on a potential alien conversation?
Kind of, yeah.
Did he find anything?
Sadly, no. But the idea itself is incredible, right? That we could detect alien civilizations just through their stray communication signals,
Yeah.
all thanks to this planetary alignment.
It shows that we're not just passive observers.
Right.
We're actively out there looking for these answers, using every tool we can find.
Exactly.
Planetary alignment seemed to be like one of the most powerful tools in our cosmic toolbox.
It really does seem that way.
It makes you wonder, right? Maybe during this upcoming 7-planet alignment, someone or something out there might be looking at us,
Right.
wondering if there's life on this pale blue dot.
It's a possibility.
That's a lot to process. It's definitely something to think about as we look up at those 7 planets in February.
Absolutely. And speaking of those planets, let's get into the specifics of this upcoming alignment. What exactly are we going to see, and how can we best observe it?
I am so ready for that conversation. Let's do it.
Okay, great.
I'm excited.
Me too.
This is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it is.
February 28th. Mark your calendars, everybody. Okay, well, let's get into it.
All right.
Okay, so let's paint a picture for our listeners. If I step outside on February 28th, what am I actually going to see? Will I see these planets all in like a perfectly straight line across the sky?
Well, not exactly.
Yeah.
Remember, it's all about perspective.
Yeah.
We call it an alignment, but from our viewpoint
Yeah.
here on Earth, the planets are going to appear spread out
Yeah.
in an arc across the sky.
Okay, got it. So more like a celestial curve
Yeah.
than a ruler straight line up.
Right, exactly.
And which planets will be the easiest to spot? Well, I need a telescope to see all of them.
Well, the good news is the 5 brightest planets,
Okay.
Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, those will all be visible with the naked eye.
Awesome.
They'll look like unusually bright stars.
Oh, cool. So no fancy equipment needed.
Not for those, no.
That's great. What about Uranus and Neptune? Those are pretty far out there.
You'll probably need binoculars or a small telescope to see those,
Oh.
especially if you're in an area with a lot of city lights.
Makes sense. So a little bit of extra effort for the outer planets.
Hmm.
What about timing? When's the best time to catch this celestial show?
The best time to see the alignment is going to be just before dawn on February 28th.
Okay.
If you look towards the eastern horizon,
Mm-hmm.
you should see the planets rising just before the sun comes up.
So early birds get the planetary prize.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
It makes sense. Gives us less sunlight to compete with.
Right.
You mentioned light pollution earlier. Any tips for finding a good viewing spot? I live in a city, so I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah. I mean, the darker the sky, the better.
Yeah.
If you can, try to get away from city lights, like go to parks, open fields, or even your backyard can work if it's relatively dark.
Okay.
And of course, there are tons of great stargazing apps
Oh, yeah?
that can help you locate the planets. Some even have augmented reality features where you just point your phone at the sky
Wow.
and it will identify what you're seeing.
That's really cool. I'm definitely downloading one of those before the 28th.
Sure.
Okay, so we've got the date, the time, location,
Right.
and maybe a handy app to guide us.
Ah.
Any other pro tips to make sure that we don't miss this?
Well, if you're using binoculars or a telescope,
Mm-hmm.
try using a tripod to stabilize your view.
Yeah, good idea.
That'll really help, especially when you're trying to focus on those fainter objects like Uranus and Neptune.
Yeah, solid advice. I know I get shaky hands when I'm excited, and this definitely qualifies as exciting.
They hear that.
So to sum it up, a 7-planet alignment may not, rewrite our horoscopes,
Right.
but it's such a unique opportunity to really connect with the cosmos, to go outside, look up at the sky, and be wowed by the universe.
Yeah, it's a chance to, appreciate our place in this vast, mysterious cosmos.
And maybe, just maybe, someone or something out there is looking back at us, equally in awe of this alignment. Okay, so we've talked about observing this alignment, but let's switch gears and talk about its significance in the search for extraterrestrial life. We mentioned earlier how these events can help us analyze the atmospheres of exoplanets, but how does that actually help us find life?
So certain gases in a planet's atmosphere can act as what we call biosignatures.
Biosignatures, what does that mean?
It means they can indicate the presence of life as we know it.
Oh.
So,
is
for
that-
example, gases like oxygen, methane, or water vapor.
Uh-huh.
Those could be signs of biological activity on a planet.
So if we can detect those gases, there's a chance that we're not alone in the universe.
Exactly. That's exactly what it means. And that's where the alignments come in. When an exoplanet passes in front of its star, that starlight filters through its atmosphere.
Yeah.
And we can analyze that light. And by analyzing that light, we can identify the gases that are present, and we could look for these biosignatures.
Like a cosmic fingerprint? That's giving away all the planet's secrets.
That's a great way to put it. So are we actually looking for these biosignatures right now?
Yeah. Are we?
We are. We have these incredible space telescopes, like the James Webb Space Telescope.
Yeah.
It's specifically designed to do that,
Wow.
to analyze those atmospheres of those exoplanets and search for those potential signs of life.
It feels like we're really on the verge of some major discoveries. It's
Mhm.
incredible to think about. Now, you mentioned the idea of alien civilizations observing us.
Oh, yeah.
It really captured my imagination. Do scientists actually consider this a real possibility?
It's definitely something that we think about and we speculate about.
Yeah.
While we don't have concrete evidence of aliens watching us, some scientists have proposed some pretty fascinating ideas.
Like what?
Well, one concept is called the transit zone.
Okay.
Imagine a ring around our solar system.
Okay.
And from this ring, distant observers would have a perfect view of Earth as it passes in front of the sun.
So if there are any astronomers out there in that zone, they'd be seeing those little dips in the sun's brightness, just like we do when we're looking for those exoplanets.
That's right. They could be studying our atmosphere,
Yeah.
just like we study the atmospheres of those distant worlds.
That's both exciting and a little unsettling, right?
It is.
It really makes you realize how much we still don't know about the universe.
I agree. And this upcoming 7-planet alignment, while visually spectacular,
Yeah.
it's also kind of a reminder of how many mysteries are still out there, beyond our reach.
Yeah, it's a cosmic invitation to keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep searching for answers. And who knows, maybe someday we'll find those answers not by looking at the stars, but in a signal that we receive from someone or something watching us from afar.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Mhm.
And speaking of signals, planetary alignments can also help us find these hidden objects within our own solar system.
Wait, hidden objects in our solar system? What do you mean?
Well, you have to remember that gravity affects everything with mass, even these small, faint objects that are tough to see directly.
Okay.
When planets align, their combined gravitational pull can tug on those smaller objects,
Oh.
and that changes their orbits just enough that they might be easier to spot.
So it's like a cosmic game of hide and seek.
Yeah.
And the alignment is giving away the hiding spots.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. This technique has actually been used to search for this hypothetical planet, sometimes called Planet 9.
Uh-huh.
Some scientists believe it exists in the outer reaches of our solar system.
Planet 9. I've heard little bits and pieces about that. Tell me more.
So astronomers have noticed these weird clusters
Okay.
in the orbits of certain objects in the Kuiper Belt.
Uh-huh.
That's the region beyond Neptune that's full of these icy bodies.
So something's tugging on those objects, but we don't know what it is.
Right, exactly. And one theory is that it could be a large, undiscovered planet, maybe even several times the mass of Earth.
Wow.
Its gravity, even from way out there, would be strong enough to affect those Kuiper Belt objects.
Okay, so there might be another planet out there hiding in our solar system, and these planetary alignments might help us find it.
It's a possibility, yeah.
Yeah.
By studying how these alignments affect the orbits of other objects, we might be able to narrow down where to look for this mysterious Planet 9.
It's like a cosmic detective story, right?
Yeah,
Using the clues from gravity and these planetary alignments to hunt down this hidden world.
exactly. And who knows what other secrets our solar system holds. Maybe there are more dwarf planets, hidden moons, or even entire asteroid belts waiting to be discovered,
Wow.
all thanks to that subtle dance of gravity and planetary alignments.
It's incredible to think that there's still so much out there waiting to be discovered,
Absolutely.
even in our own little corner of space.
I agree. It's amazing.
Okay, this has been an absolutely amazing deep dive. I'm honestly feeling inspired, but also a little overwhelmed by the sheer scale and the mystery of the universe.
I get that. It's a lot to take in,
It is.
But it is a good reminder that we're a part of something so much bigger than ourselves.
Yeah,
And we're connected to this cosmos
absolutely.
in ways we're just starting to understand.
I love that. And, as we look up at those 7 planets on February 28th, it's not just, a visual spectacle, but it's a reminder of how everything is interconnected.
It really
It's
is.
the power of gravity and the endless possibilities for us to explore the universe.
I think so too.
And that's a beautiful way to put it. So, as you step outside on that February night and you look up and you see those aligned planets,
Uh-huh.
just remember this intricate dance of the cosmos and the amazing journey of discovery that we're all on.
I will.
Okay, I don't know about you, but I am marking my calendar for February 28th.
Me too.
I can't wait to see this.
I know it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Okay, well, this has been absolutely incredible. So much great information about planetary alignments and the search for extraterrestrial life and all these cosmic mysteries that are out there.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
Absolutely. I have a feeling we could talk about this for hours,
You could.
but alas, we are out of time.
I know, right?
So as we wrap up, what's one final thought you'd like to leave our listeners with?
I would say, don't just observe this upcoming planetary alignment.
Yeah.
Really experience it. Let it make you curious. Let it spark your imagination.
Yeah.
And remind you that the universe is full of incredible possibilities.
That's beautiful. I couldn't agree more. So, to everyone listening, mark your calendars for February 28th, 2025. Step outside, look up, and let your mind wander to the far reaches of the cosmos.
What a great idea.
As always, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep looking up.
I love that.
It's amazing. We started talking about this amazing spectacle, 7 planets all aligning in the night sky.
Yeah.
But we really got into so much more.
We did.
Alien civilizations, hidden planets, the makeup of atmospheres on planets like light years away.
It's incredible.
It really is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It really shows how much we can learn from these alignments. They're not just, pretty lights. They're these chances to learn so much more about the universe and where we fit into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
With this upcoming 7-planet alignment, What are some of the big questions that scientists are hoping to answer?
Well, we still don't know that much about the atmospheres of those 7 planets,
Oh, right.
even in our own solar
In
system.
our own backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This alignment gives us this unique chance to get more data,
Okay.
especially on those ice giants Uranus and Neptune.
Okay.
We might learn about their weather patterns, their magnetic fields. We might even discover some new moons.
So even in our own cosmic backyard, there's still a lot to learn.
Oh, tons.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then there's the search for Planet 9. I mean,
Right.
scientists are using everything they can to try and figure out where it is.
Yeah.
And this alignment could provide some really valuable clues.
It's like a treasure hunt.
It is.
It's a cosmic treasure hunt.
Exactly.
And beyond our solar system, I mean, we're finding new planets all the time, right?
All the time.
And with each discovery, there's that chance that, we might find another world that can support life.
Right. The James Webb Space Telescope is really changing how we understand those exoplanet atmospheres.
Yeah.
Every new observation gets us closer to answering that big question.
The big one,
Are we alone?
right? Are we alone? It feels like we're living in this like golden age of space discovery.
You really are.
This upcoming alignment, it's like an invitation to join the party, to look up and feel connected to this massive universe that we're all part of.
It's true.
So for anyone listening who wants to learn more, where's a good place to start?
There are so many resources. NASA's website is a great place to start. You can find information on all the current missions, all the new discoveries.
Okay.
There are countless books and documentaries and podcasts about space.
Yeah, there really are.
And don't forget about your local library and science museums.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, there are so many resources, right, in our communities.
Exactly. And of course, there are those stargazing apps we talked about.
Right.
It's, technology has made it easier than ever to get out there and explore the night sky.
Yeah, it really has. Well, I think we've covered so much today, but I feel like we could talk about this for hours.
Oh, me too.
It's just such a fascinating topic.
I agree.
As we wrap up, is there one final thought you'd like to leave our listeners with?
I think I would say, don't just observe this alignment.
Okay.
Go out there and experience it. Let it spark your curiosity.
Yeah.
Let it fire up your imagination.
Yeah,
And remind you that the universe is full of possibilities.
that's beautiful. I couldn't agree more. So to everyone listening, mark your calendars, February 28th, 2025. Step outside, look up at the sky, and see those 7 planets all lined up. Let your mind wander to the far reaches of space. And as always, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep looking up.